Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan, and in this video we're going to be talking about all the effective and hydrating products to use, especially if you have dry skin during the winter season. Now, if you have oily skin, I think some of these products would still continue working for you. But if you have dry skin especially, I think you would absolutely love these products. So I have tried to use mostly cream products, no powder products in this video because that's how I like to prep my skin. I use powder mostly if I have a concealer that doesn't work out for me, or a foundation that's too dewy, or if I feel like I'm sweating a lot on my face. Otherwise, it's pretty much just these products. So let's get started. So firstly, I'm going to be starting off by prepping my skin, and for that I'm going to be using the Bioderma Atoderm cream. This is my favorite moisturizer for the winter months. It's almost empty, so that's the reason it's like squirting product out. I make sure to take it even underneath my eyes because it hydrates that area as well really well. And now to add on to that dewiness, I'm going to be using the Keto 3% hyaluronic acid face serum. Hyaluronic acid works really well, especially if you're someone who has really dry skin and you feel like the moisture in your skin is leaving really fast. You want it to adhere on. You can add this. It's a great step for people with dry skin. It's a very lightweight serum and it has like a nice clear consistency. It just plumps up your skin. It makes it look nice and juicy. So that's the reason I always add a little bit of hyaluronic acid serum, especially during the winter months. Next up, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Primer. What other primer to use at this time of the year? I like to use this primer because it's super hydrating on the skin and it just like moisturizes my skin really well. Even if I have used a really good moisturizer, I like to use this if I want the dewiness on my skin to be very, very long lasting. This is what the consistency of it looks like. My skin is looking nice and juicy and dewy at the moment. Now, if you have like extremely dry skin and you're going to be using like a more matte foundation or something that is a little bit more high in coverage, you can use a dry oil like this. This one is the Calabar Cellular Dry Oil. There is another oil, face oil from Rene as well, which is much lesser in quantity but also really affordable. You can try any one of this out, but because I feel like my skin is already looking extremely dewy, I'm going to be skipping that step of using an oil and just going ahead with my foundation. And for foundation, I'm going to be using the Keto Daily Serum Foundation. This has hyaluronic acid and vitamin C infused in this. I have this one in the shade 03 Almond Beige. I'm going to be taking first that amount of the foundation. And the key thing about this foundation is that it's said to be like very blendable even with your fingers. So I'm just going to be showing you guys that, but I prefer using a sponge or a brush any day over a sponge even. The texture of this is very creamy, it's very lightweight, so it's actually very blendable with your fingers as well. Now, I have already reviewed this foundation before. It's a very lightweight serum-like foundation which feels like second skin but adds a beautiful amount of light to light medium coverage. It's not something that has to be like high in coverage. It's something that is supposed to look like your second skin. Now, for the other side of my face, I am going to be using a brush because I prefer using a brush any day because I feel like my fingers do leave a streak on my face. It feels lightweight and it looks like that throughout the day. It's a really nice foundation that way. It doesn't settle onto the lines of my face. It doesn't kind of like, dry your skin out by the end of the day. Nothing like that. It just looks fresh and really nice. There you can see there's still a beautiful dewiness to the skin, and you can also build on it a little bit. I'm going to be doing that with whatever remaining on my brush. This way I have got it to a beautiful light medium to medium coverage. For contour, I'm going to be using this PAC Take Cover Concealer. I got this one in the shade Coffee Bean. I got this specifically as a contour shade. It's quite subtle for my skin tone and I don't really have to spend a lot of time blending it. You can see it actually blends in no time, and that's what I really like about these kind of like subtle concealer shades. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the foundation brush and just running it over wherever I applied the contour, just so that everything looks nice and blended. For concealer, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. This one is in the shade NC42. The shade NC42 in the foundation is extremely dark and orange looking on my skin. This one I cannot say is a perfect match for my skin tone. I feel like it's a little bit yellow toned and like it doesn't match my skin tone pretty well, but I can get it to work. I really like this concealer because it's a very creamy pot concealer which you can use on a daily basis, very quick to prep your skin. Even if you're using just that concealer on a daily basis, it's a really nice concealer to use and it stays pretty much like for the entire day for me. I have mentioned this in every single video of mine. I don't quite like setting these concealers. I feel like they look a lot worse when you actually set them. They kind of split and look cakey. And for blush, I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution Superdewy blush, which is like a bright pink shade. I just want to match it with my outfit a little bit maybe. I'm in mood for something a little bit bright today. Just taking a tiny amount of this. This is a very nice creamy blush. It's very pigmented and gives you a subtle dewy effect. You don't want it to look like you're sweating or it's like your makeup is too oily. So this works. It has just the right amount of pink I was looking for. You can see that line between the concealer and the blush. So just take your concealer brush, run it over. And then now for highlighter, I'm going to be using my Nykaa Strobe Glow highlighter. This one is in the shade Glazed Bronze. I love this for that subtle, glowy, dewy look. You can't squeeze this out. It's very thick. So you have to apply it like this, the back of your hand, how much ever you need. That's a lot. I like to pull the highlighter a little bit towards the inner corner of my cheek because I like that glow. But if you don't like it, you can just restrict it to the high points of your cheek. I've also applied it on my nose. And a little bit on my shoulder as well because I have excess. This is a very subtle highlighter, but I absolutely love it. Now I'm going to be filling in my brows. I'm using my trusty Anastasia brow pomade. This is the only brow product I have been reaching out for. I don't know what my problem is, but I really need to like switch this out. But it's also a brow pomade, so it does dry down quite fast. So I'd better use it up a little sooner. I'm just not being precise with my brow because my brow is not precise anymore. I need to do something about it. And then for mascara, I'm going to be using the Kiro Botanico Super Shield Mascara. This is a backup because I emptied my previous tube completely. It's like gone. It's something I reach out for almost on a daily basis and I use it pretty much every single day. I really like that it's a little bit gentle on my eyes, and even if you do like happen to wash it or like have a little bit of product run down, it gets into your eye, it doesn't burn, it doesn't stink. So I really like it. It gives me really good length and volume, and it's a really nice black mascara. So this one has avocado oil and calendula extract infused. It doesn't feel drying on your lashes, it doesn't feel clumpy. I love the length and volume that this mascara gives, and it's no wonder that I have a empty tube of this because I've literally used it every single day since I got it. For my lips, I have these two products. I'm not sure which shade I want to try. It's the Kiro Super Butter Lip Lacquer. I have these in two shades, Vintage Wine, which is like a deep Hawaiian shade, looks beautiful, and I also have the shade Rosewood, which is super popular. Now these don't dry down completely matte. Now if you wanted something that goes with your makeup theme, you have dry skin, dry lips, these are the ones you should reach out for. Not that their liquid lipsticks are drying, it's something I use so much on a regular basis, but if you feel like liquid lipsticks in general are not for you, you find them to be too drying, you should definitely try this out. I'm going to be swatching both the shades because they both look really interesting, and then we'll see which one pairs with my outfit as well. So the first shade I'm going to be swatching is Rosewood. It's a beautiful mauvish brown kind of a shade. Looks so nice. It has a beautiful sheen to it as well. It feels nice and buttery on the lips. Feels extremely lightweight and very, very comfortable. So you can try this shade out, which is also a super popular shade from Kiro. And the other shade that I have is Vintage Wine. Just look at this. It's such a grungy mauve shade. It's like a cool tone mauve shade. Looks absolutely amazing. It gives that vintage vibes, and so it's a beautiful shade and matches the name Vintage Wine. So depending on your preference, you can try out both of these shades. They also have a lot of other shade options for you to choose from. I'm currently loving this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, especially if you have dry skin and you were like how to prep your skin, the products that work for your skin type. These are the products that I pretty much use every single time I want to get ready, and I get asked a lot of times like, what is that you have on your face? It looks nice and dewy, the base looks really nice. It's most of the times these products. So let me know your absolute favorite products to use during this winter season, and let me know your skin type as well, and especially if you have dry skin, if you have any other product recommendation, let me know in the comment section down below. So of course all the product links will be in the description box below, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.